Is everybody awake now? I hope both these mics are on.
It will be.
It will be, okay. Now can you hear me well? No? Yes? Now? No? Now you can, okay. It's amazing. You turn things on, they work. Well, everybody's awake now, so I think probably all of Twin Towers is awake. I want to welcome you to the 60th Annual Student Recognition Luncheon. It's put on by the Ohio 6th Division of Kiwanis. It's 10 clubs that are in the southwest corner of the state of Ohio. And the first thing we do normally when we have a Kiwanis meeting is ring a bell, and then we sing God Bless America, have the Pledge of Allegiance, and then the invocation. So if you please stand for God Bless America. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now we have Chaplain Joe Boone for the invocation. I hope so.
Let's bow and pray. Heavenly Father, it is a wonderful day for each one of these students, each one of these schools, each one of these parents. And so, Lord, we realize their joy, their strength, their grace, their peace, their pride. And this day, Lord, we ask for your blessing to rest upon them. And may we realize that in your great kingdom, if you had a refrigerator, our picture would be on it, that you're as proud of us as they are of them. So may we live in that grace, in that mercy, in that strength. Amen.
Amen. Thanks, Joe. You can sit down now, folks. Just want to thank, that was Deputy Alex Kramer with the Hamilton County Police Department. We've had a bagpiper here for the last, I would hate to guess how many years. So we do appreciate that. He's got some other duties, believe it or not, as a deputy sheriff. Go out and get the bad guys, I guess. what I can do right now is introduce our head table. My name is Don Bymishi. I'm with the Northside College Hill Kiwanis Club, which happens to meet right here. To my extreme left is Jerry Schwartz. He's with the Cleves Three Rivers. We have Amy Zimmerman. She is the incoming, well, governor-elect is what it's officially called, governor-elect for the Ohio Kiwanis division, or district, I'm sorry. Raj is the lieutenant governor for our division, for the 6th Division. And then we have Rocky Boyman, who will be our speaker today. So with that, I'm going to let us eat some lunch. The head table goes first. The camera people get to eat at that time, and then the students. And after the students, if there's any food left, then the parents and the counselors get to eat. I've got 3 boys at home. Well, not at home anymore, thank God. My grocery bill is a lot smaller than what it used to be. So with that, we'll get going for the lunch. And I think it's actually set up for both sides of the table over here. Shall we?
Look around, the changes catch your eye, and you come to realize one can make a difference. Reach out, stand out, find out what it's all about. See it all, stand tall, be there to catch them when they fall.
Since 1915, Kiwanis International has touched millions of lives through thousands of service programs for children around the world. When you help one child, you help the world.
Life is bigger than just one, but one can make a difference.
If any of you, now this is to the students. If any of you want to get your parents to put away into a home, this is a good place to go. My 3 boys already put my reservation in. My wife said, okay, go ahead and go, she'll stay at home. But anyway, if you do want to take a tour, if any of you do want to have a tour of the home, I'm sure there'd be somebody here that would be more than happy to show you around. It's a great facility. Everything from patio homes where you're independent totally with a garage and everything, all the way to full care. So I mean, it covers the whole spectrum. So again, I just want to thank Twin Towers for that. I think the next thing on the agenda is Rocky Boyman. I knew Rocky, I guess before he was even born. I worked with his mother for how long, Linda? 40 years or whatever? And Linda's here too, so Rocky has to behave himself today. But I do want to present Rocky Boyman. Rocky?
All right. A little tall. Let me try to bring this up a little bit here. There we go. First of all, I want to apologize to everyone that thought that Andy Dalton was here to speak to you. I am not Andy Dalton, unfortunately, but I do get confused for him often. I also want to, as Don said, mention my mother's in the back. She don't get near as many round of applauses in her life as she deserves, so if everyone could give her one, she's right back there. And then lastly, I want to thank Don Bymish. As he said, I've known Don a long, long time. I want to thank him for inviting me here to speak. Just a little bit about myself. Born and raised here in Cincinnati on the west side in Green Township. Went to St. Xavier High School. Played football most of my life. Was fortunate to get a scholarship to the University of Notre Dame, which was my dream school. Spent 4 years at Notre Dame. Was a team captain there my senior year. And then my football dreams were able to continue, and I got drafted in 2002, which is funny because this is the weekend of the NFL draft is coming up. So it was, 13 years ago. Anyways, got drafted into the NFL, played 8 years, including a Super Bowl championship. I won with the Indianapolis Colts in 2006. Well, thank you. And then after I retired from the NFL, I was 30 years old and was looking for what was my next path in life going to be, and I got involved in a few things. I was actually an elected official in Greene Township, my home township that I grew up in for 3 years. And now currently I do broadcasting work. I call college games for ESPN, football games, and also do local radio here for 700 WLW and ESPN 1530. If you've ever heard any of the shows I'm on, weekends, red shows with extra innings and things like that. So anyways, it's a pleasure to be here to honor all of you that are here. Now, if you've ever been to one of these kind of events like this, where there's a former athlete or somebody speaking, this is usually the part where the former athlete gets up there and says, follow your dreams and everything will be okay, right? Well, that's not me. That's not the message I want to deliver. I'm a little more realistic than that. While you want to follow your dreams, I think it's more important to follow your talents in life, okay? Find the things that you are good at. Obviously, you're good at a lot of things or you wouldn't be sitting here right now. Follow what your talents are, not just blindly follow your dreams. Everyone's seen the show American Idol, right? There's a lot of people there that they're following their dreams to be a singer, right? Well, they don't quite have the talent. I was actually one of those kids. Now, I wasn't on American Idol, but when I was young, you can ask my mom, I wanted to be a singer, right? Rock and roll band, love all that stuff. And, my problem with that dream is it shortly ended because I figured out I couldn't sing. And luckily, I had parents that were honest enough to tell me that, maybe you should find something else that you're talented in, that you like to do, and follow that. So again, find out not only just what you love to do in life, but find out what you're talented at. Because I've found that the things that you have a knack for and are talented in, those are the things you're going to wind up loving. I want to, and as I mentioned before, as most of you know, the NFL draft is coming up this weekend. And I heard a general manager talking just the other day, and he said something that really stuck out to me. Obviously, the thing about the NFL draft is everyone is trying to find a player, right? And they're trying to, how is this player going to be great? And it's kind of a crapshoot. I mean, the NFL spends millions of dollars in researching this guy and following him around and talking to people and testing him in the 40-yard dash and testing him in the vertical leap and watching their college tape and talking to their high school teachers. All these things they go through to try to figure out if someone is going to be successful or not. And you can, so they're going through every channel they can to hedge their bets to where they can, with the most degree of certainty, figure it out. And anyway, a general manager, I believe for the Cardinals, said it really comes down to four things. Success in the NFL comes down to four things. The first is staying out of off the field issues, right? Staying out of trouble, not being involved in off the field issues. That's the first thing to closely more guarantee NFL success. Secondly, is you got to remain uninjured. You can't be all the time hurt. Thirdly, you got to have talent, which I just talked about a second ago. And then fourthly, you got to love what you do, right? You got to love football. If you're going to be successful at football and have a career where this is your job, you have to love it. And what really dawned on me is while those things are true for NFL football players, it's true for any profession. Whether you're a football player or you're a banker or you're a lawyer or you're a surgeon, whatever it is, you got to have those four things will guarantee your success. Off the field issues. Don't care what career you go involved in, but you can't be getting in trouble. You can't be hanging out with the wrong crowd, hanging around people that are going to bring you down, being in the news for all the wrong reasons. Again, you don't have to be a football player for that to pertain to you, right? It can pertain to anything. Secondly, injuries. Health is very important, and that more in the real world pertains to taking care of your body, not putting things in it that's going to bring you down and make you sick. You got to show up to work. You ask any employer out there, they want you to show up to work and be accountable all the time. You can't be missing days for that. So again, it doesn't matter if it's NFL, it could be any job. You got to be healthy, got to stay healthy. Thirdly is talent. No matter what the job is, you got to have talent. That's kind of what I was saying before about the whole hokey thing of follow your dreams. That doesn't necessarily get it done, man. You got to find something that you have talent in and then allow that talent to grow. And then lastly, what was the last one? I forgot. Yeah, love it. Yeah, love it. Absolutely. Wow. You got to find that, and once you have those things, whatever your job is, you love it. There's a lot of people out there, unfortunately, I think in this world, that get up and go to jobs every day that they absolutely hate. And I've seen it. I got friends that did. I went to college with. They're in a career, and they're making okay money, but they hate what they do. And ultimately, you can't see them staying involved in that particular profession or thriving in it as much as they should if they don't love it. So those 4 things I think are key. Now, within all that, there's one other thing that's very key to that, to having success, and that is perseverance. And all of you out there, especially most of the adults, will know that no matter what it is, if you stay out of trouble, you're talented, you love it, all that, yes, that's going to guarantee you a certain degree of success. But after that, there's going to be things that you're going to have to persevere through, right? There's going to be things that no matter what, you can do everything right, everything by the book, everything right, but life always throws you curveballs, right? There's going to be things that go wrong. And for instance, in my NFL career, I played my first 4 years. I was drafted by the Titans, had a nice 4-year career with them. And then I signed as a free agent to the Dallas Cowboys, right? Great. America's team. Wow, this is going to be fantastic. Well, long story short, injured in camp, wound up getting released, got cut, right? Cut last day of training camp, I got released. And I'll never forget sitting at a house in Dallas, 1,000 miles away, sitting there like, what the hell am I going to do now? You know, and it was that point where you go, well, you know, I had a nice 4-year career, and, you know, this is good. I can go back home and hold my head up high. I accomplished my dream. And at the time, I was embarrassed about getting released and didn't know if I wanted to do it anymore. But what did I do? I started talking to my loved ones, call my mom and dad back home, and, you know, and help them comfort me, and then listen to other friends. And lo and behold, another team called, and it was the Indianapolis Colts. Tony Dungy, the head coach. I'm sure most of you seen him on TV. And he calls up and he says, "Hey, Rock, look, it's a shame what happened to you with Dallas getting cut, but we think you can really help us here in Indianapolis, and so we'd love to have you." And again, I thought about it a little bit, prayed about it, talked to my folks about it, and called him back and said, "Coach, I'm there. I'm hopping on the plane." Hopped on a plane, went to Indianapolis, and was a part of a team that won the Super Bowl. Now, how sick would I be if I was sitting here telling you about, man, I had a great 4-year career in the NFL, but I got released in Dallas and I came back home and that was it? It wouldn't be a very, very good story, would it? But I can sit here and tell you that I went through the embarrassment and the rejection and all the things that go with that, and persevere through it and wound up being a part of a team and was able to go on and win a Super Bowl. So that's something that's key. I think young people, I want you guys to really understand that no matter what you do, you can do everything by the book, everything right. Ask your parents, everything right, but at some point life is going to throw you a curveball. You've got to persevere and work hard through those things. And lastly, I just want to say, I think I often think we live in a world where it's all about me, right? It's all about me. It's all what makes me feel good right now, and me, right? I think I want to stress the importance of community and giving back to the community and being a part of the lives of not just your friends, but the people around you. You know, the people that have helped, you know, make this place, or whether the school you go to. Make sure you give back to those organizations and those people, because in return, the return you will get will be twofold, I guarantee you. So make sure in all your accomplishments, and look, I know I've been there. Because of where you're sitting right now and the things you've accomplished, you're go-getters, right? You want to go. I want to accomplish this. I want to accomplish this. I want to accomplish this. Just make sure along the way you're not forgetting to help those around you. Because again, those are the ones that when you find those pitfalls in life where you got to persevere, those are the people that are going to bring you up. Like I said, when I'm sitting in Dallas in a home and figuring out what I'm going to do, I got loved ones that are going to help me up, and coaches from my past and people that I've invested in and have been friends, and they help prop me up through those situations. So anyway, that's my message today. I appreciate the time here. Are there any questions I can answer about sports, Bengals, draft, Reds, Peyton Manning, Green Township politics, national politics, geothermal energy? No. Please don't be geothermal energy.
Would you draft Winston or Mariota?
Would I draft Winston or Mariota? Okay, for you non-football fans, this is like the biggest NFL question in a long time, right? Jameis Winston, quarterback for Florida State, highly super talented, one of the most talented players in maybe the last 10 years. But off the field issues, you know, and I'm sure you may have heard of some of them, has a lot of maturity issues. And then you got Marcus Mariota, which he has the maturity issues handled, but maybe he's a quarterback-wise, he's a little different. He's like a running style guy, so it's like the big debate. It's like, Do you take the talented guy who's a knucklehead, or do you take the guy who's talented, but maybe we don't know if he stays out of trouble, he keeps his nose clean, but maybe he doesn't quite fit the style of NFL quarterback. So that was the background. In answer to your question, I would take Marcus Mariota, and here's why. Yeah, all right. I think the quarterback position specifically requires someone. You don't get the benefit of just of everybody else, every other player of, oh, well, they're just young and stupid and immature. You can't be immature in a quarterback. Here's why. When you're the quarterback of a team, you're the single most important person in that entire building. How you play affects how your team wins. The quarterback has control of what a team does and how many games they win or lose more than any other player. So because of that, they're controlling not only the lives of the other players and the coaches, but also the secretary that works at the front of the desk there, all the scouts, the general manager, the groundskeepers. If the quarterback fails, all those people are going to fail and be out of a job. So you can't afford, in my opinion, to have a quarterback at such a supreme high-level position like that who is a risk for off-the-field stuff and is immature. You've got to be mature. Now, if you're a defensive end and you got in trouble for this and you got arrested for that, those are all bad things. But I don't think that it's quite as important. Your quarterback is your leader. He's like the president. His standard is so much higher than the other person. And for all those reasons, plus the fact, I think what's lost with Marcus Mariota is that he's actually really talented. It's like this. Everyone's like, "Oh, he's the safe bet because he's mature," but like people don't mention how he's super talented, and I think that gets lost sometimes. But that's who I would draft in answer to your question. Yes, sir.
Just staying with that theme of football. Mm-hmm. How far do you think the Bengals will go this year?
Oh God! How long do we have this room for, Don?
I refuse to answer.
Look, I think this is a huge year for the Bengals. I will say, and I've said it many times before, I think they're one of man for man roster, man 1 through 53 on the roster. I think their roster is in the top 3 in the National Football League. Obviously, the big question is the guy that looks like me, right? The quarterback. In a quarterback-driven league where it's so important to have success and have a star at that position, he's the ultimate conundrum because he's just good enough. If he was terrible, okay, get him out of here. And if he was amazing, okay, great. But he's like right in that point where we can't justify getting rid of him. Plus, it's not the easiest thing in the world to get a quarterback. You either got to stink for 5 years and get a first-round, number 1 overall pick, or you got to trade for one. And most teams that have a great quarterback aren't going to let him go. So the Bengals, I think they're supremely talented. I think if they stay healthy, I think they get a few pieces in this draft. I predicted 10-6 on the radio the other day. That'll get them to the playoffs. And let's cross our fingers. I'm telling you right now, I've done the radio for the Bengals for the last 2 years. I cannot and I will not go on air after a first-round loss in the playoffs again. I'm calling in sick. So they got to get it done, all right? Any other questions? Yes, sir.
Speaking of off-the-field issues, do you think Johnny Football is going to turn his life around and make some of his NFL career?
I think he may turn his life around to an extent. I don't think he'll have success in the NFL. I think he's a knucklehead, and I think, when you're at this age, you kind of are what you are. You know what I mean? You guys are still at that age where you can be influenced a little bit, this and that. But once you're 21 or over, you kind of are who you are for the most part. And Manziel is, I think what limits him is he has the immaturity issues, but he also is limited physically. Jameis Winston is, you can justify him a little bit because you can say, okay, he's immature and he's got to maybe grow a little bit, but he's got a rocket for an arm. He's supremely athletic. He's gifted in terms of reading coverages. Manziel is the immature guy, but also the guy that isn't blessed physically. He makes some things happen, but at the pro level, it's hard. That's why I never bought into that he will have success in the NFL to begin with, and I certainly don't now. I don't know, as a former player, I don't know how the other players on his team allow him to get away with that stuff. I just imagine teams I was on, when someone, especially a rookie, was acting like that, you found the time in practice to get him. You know what I mean? And I don't know why somebody, Joe Thomas or one of them guys hadn't grabbed him by the neck and straightened him out, but I don't see it happen. He's kind of a privileged, bratty kid. Don't be a privileged, bratty kid in life. Yes, ma'am.
I work in a high school and I see a lot of kids who are burned out on the sport they've been playing since they were 3. So I'm asking your opinion, having had some success, at what age should somebody be playing select or, playing where they're going to 5 different cities in 6 weeks?
I've lived that, so that's an excellent question. I think, first of all, what I would say is what you see now more than ever in sports is specialization. Specialization at age 8. On to the side, I got a training business, and I'll have a parent come in and, hey, my kid Johnny, he's 9, and he's a running back, and he's going to play around. I'm like, oh, okay, because you know how he's going to grow and how he's going to develop. So to that same area, I would suggest, as a guy who has I got a 1.5-year-old at home, I'm going to try to get him involved in as many sports as possible. Let me know. I'll shun him away from the selects, and at some point, as he's finding what he's talented in, like I talked about at the beginning, maybe start to filter that, but not just, okay, hey, you're 8 years old and you got to wake up at 5 a.m. and train, and I think that's a little much. You got to allow the kid to lead the way. My dad, I was fortunate. My dad really pushed me hard, and I wouldn't be standing here right now if it wasn't for him. But I kind of led the way. I was, hey, Dad, can we go outside and toss football a little bit? But he was there for the days like, hey, I know maybe you don't want to do this right now, but ultimately he could see that I loved it and knew I could get that push. I think it's recognizing the difference, and that's so subtle. Of okay, this kid he's kind of talented in, but he don't love it, so maybe I shouldn't just push. But versus he's talented, I can tell he loves it. Maybe he don't want to do it, work hard this particular day, but I know he ultimately wants it. But I think it's a great point. But I think ultimately the specialization of my kid's going to be a basketball player, and that age. No one knows that. Like let them kind of be kids a little bit and figure themselves out. I mean, anymore. You look in the NFL anymore. I started playing when I was 7, but I mean, there's guys that don't even play college football that are they're blessed athletically. And Ndamukong Suh, you ever know who Ndamukong Suh is, right? He was a youth soccer player. Imagine that big SOB playing soccer, right? Antonio Gates, who's a tight end for the San Diego Chargers, he was a basketball player, and he played like 1 year of college, and so you don't have to. If you're a parent out there and like, oh my God, I want my kid to play at the next level and all that. If he's good, he'll make it. He's good, he'll make it, and he makes right decisions and pursues those. It'll be fine. Any other questions? Maybe 1 or 2 more. Yes, sir.
You said a lot of inspiring and encouraging things to the students here. What are the 3 most things you want them to lead with today?
Well, like I said, I think mainly it would be to, right now, even at their age, find out what their talents are and find out what they're good at, and then within that, then really work to develop those talents. I was talented in football and I could run fast and jump up, but it didn't just end there. I had to do the work and put in the time and do the things that the guy next to me and the guy next to me and the other kid that was good wasn't willing to do. That's the kind of thing you got to be willing to do. And just like I said earlier with persevering, I told the story about getting cut in Dallas. I could stand here and tell 10, 20 more stories of things like that. Let me end this on. I got 2 quotes. Right, I'm a quote guy. I like quotes. I'm going to give my 2 quotes that I live by, and then I'll be finished. The first one is a man much smarter than me, Abraham Lincoln said. He said, "I will prepare, and one day my chance will come." If you don't know the history, I don't know if they even teach about Abraham Lincoln in your guys' schools anymore. I don't know. They teach a lot of other things, but I know. But anyway, Abraham Lincoln, he had tried for state rep and senator and congressman, and failed like 9, 10 more times, and finally he got elected to the Senate. And people are like, if you read the story of Abraham Lincoln, they're like, how much longer can you do this? Clearly, people don't want you to represent them. Stop, right? And he said, and he just kind of smiled and laughed it off, like, no, I'm going to keep preparing, and one time when I get my chance, I'm going to make it count. And that's when I speak to youth football teams, I always say I'm directing this to you, whoever is the second string player, the third string player. The worst thing that person can do, that player can do, is say, "Oh, I'm not starting. I can kind of just screw off in practice. It don't matter. I'm not going to get in." Because inevitably, you're going to get in the game. And then the question is, what will you do? There was times in my life, in my career, I wasn't the starter, but I always prepared as if I was. And then when I found myself in that position, I usually didn't relinquish the starting spot. You know what I mean? So prepare, and one day your chance will come. The second one that I live by is life is not a dress rehearsal. Now, I made that one up, but I live by it. Life is not a dress rehearsal. Everyone, you got that, everyone wishes they had that big button on their desk where you hit the reset, right? It's a video game generation. What do you guys do when you guys are playing video games and the game ain't going right? What do? Hit that restart button, right? Well, unfortunately, I've searched high and low, but that reset button does not exist for real life. And so I always try to treat everything I'm doing. Again, life is not a dress rehearsal. This isn't a practice run. You don't get a practice run at this day and then find out what you screwed up or find out what you were maybe lazy at, you should have prepared a little better for, and then get another shot at it. It don't work that way, unfortunately. So you got to be prepared for whatever it is every day you're a part of, every day that you start, that this is the real thing, man. I got to make this count right now because I may not get another chance. Guys, it's a pleasure. I enjoyed speaking with you all today, and best of luck to all of you.
It's up too high. Wait a second.
Just spin it. There you go.
One of the things that caught me, Rocky mentioned at least 2 or 3 times about life throwing you a curveball. He used to be able to hit that pretty good, as I remember.
Yeah. Not too good, or I would have been a baseball player.
Well, that's true. It just so happens I have a redhead about the same age that used to play ball against this guy. Brad is not quite as big as this guy, but he's good. I do want to thank you, Rocky. We have a little something for you, though. A little certificate saying that we appreciate you.
And some Skyline. All right. Thank you, Don. Appreciate it. Thank you.
I know as a West Sider, he eats Skyline. Yes. That takes care of that part of the program. Now we get to the students themselves. And turn it over to Jerry Schwartz. I'll say this about Jerry. He's been a Kiwanian for a long time. He's been working on the student recognition for many, many years. He does a fantastic job. When we get the information that the students send in, some of them 1 or 2 pages, some of them as many as 5 or 6 pages of information. And Jerry takes this and makes a summary, which has got to be the toughest job in the world because you students are just so busy with everything you're doing. So I appreciate you very much, Jerry. So come on over. I forgot to mention one thing. If you notice, Rocky walks this way a little bit sometimes. He's got that ring on his finger. Okay? So you'll get to see it when you come up for the certificates, okay? Yeah. Do you want to come down?
Are we ready? Okay, good afternoon. Each student will be called up, and when you come up, you just kind of wait till I get through, and if it's up to you all whether you want to applaud after each one or give them a big rousing applause at the end. Your call. I'm having trouble with this mic. Okay, and I'm not standing in a hole. The guy that was before me was kind of tall. So at any rate, let's begin with Isis Williams, valedictorian, first in the class of 60, from Aiken New Tech High School, member of the National Honor Society, honor roll, president of the senior class, studies AP U.S. History, Statistics, English, Human Geography. In the extracurriculars, she's on the debate team, jobs for Cincinnati graduates. She's a GE scholar. She's a member of the academic team, student council, leadership team, Girls on the Run, and choir. She's considering New York University, Miami, Cornell, NKU, Wright State. Isis Williams, valedictorian. From Anderson High School, salutatorian, Alexander Stringfellow, second in a class of 277 with a 4.62. National Honor Society, he's a National Merit Finalist, AP Scholar with distinction, 4-year academic honor roll. He's a scholar athlete. He was Science Student of the Year in 13 and 14, 15 AP classes, Cum Laude Society, Anderson Area Chamber of Commerce Student of the Year, Link Crew Leader, Eagle Scout, Junior Assistant Scoutmaster, Academic Quiz Team, Jets Team, Youth Commission of Cincinnati. He attended Buckeye Boys State. He's co-captain of the varsity soccer team. Global Youth Leaders Summit, Shanghai. He visited Shanghai, China, and Beijing. He was part of the U. O'Brien Youth Leadership Seminar, and he's a nominee for the Simon J. Lazarus Human Relations Award. Community-wise, Great American Cleanup in Mount Auburn, UC Medical Explorers at the University Hospital, scouting local as well as regional, and worked in the after-prom rummage sale. He will be attending the University of Cincinnati, Alexander Stringfellow. Abigail Steinbeck, Coleraine High School. And she's not the first Steinbeck to have been here, incidentally. She's valedictorian, first in a class of 457 with a 4-point, National Honor Society, AP Scholar with Honors, Scholar Athlete, and Vice President of the senior class. She's involved in the Student Senate. She's an executive board member. She's a superintendent student advisory team member. She's on the Principals Advisory Council member, National Spanish Honor Society, participates in the Drama Club. She's a certified Red Cross lifeguard, does CPR and first aid, participates in varsity tennis. She's all academic GMC, and she has received the Cardinal Award. She's very active in her church, and also a volunteer at the Vineyard Church Worship Band. She'll be featured on Channel 9, On Your Side, WCPO, in the Best of Class 2015. She's going to attend Taylor University. Abigail Steinbeck, valedictorian, Coleraine. Vurarashi Shiramusoro. I may have not pronounced that correctly. Valedictorian, first in the class of 49 with a 4.03, DePaul Cristo Rey High School. She's a member of the National Honor Society. She's in the honor roll, choir, honor society. She belongs to the Athletic Association. She participates in basketball, track, and volleyball. She's considering St. Louis University. Vurarashi Shiramusoro. And I still didn't do it right. From Elder High School, Mitchell Moorhead, National Honor Society. Not here. Oh, well. Sarah Al-Zubi. She's from Indian Hill High School, salutatorian. LaSalle High School, valedictorian, first in the class of 162 with a 398, Matthew Bumpus. National Honor Society, he's president. He's a National Merit Commended Student. He's received a Honda Ohio State University Math Medal. He's on the honor roll. He received a Notre Dame Book Club Award, has received scholastic awards in biology, geometry, chemistry, and religion. He's a chair of the Lasallian Scholars Institute. He's a member of the Key Club, the Venture Crew. He's a student ambassador. He's an academic all-star. He's been the Northwest Exchange Club Youth of the Month. He's involved in drama. He has taken an immersion trip to New Orleans as a LaSallian Youth Service. He's worked with the St. Bernard Project, Tech Olympics Expo, assistant to event director. He's been involved in LaSalle's annual canned food drive, Inter-Alliance of Greater Cincinnati intern as operations assistant at Miami University IT Careers Camp. He's going to be attending Ohio State University, Matthew Bumpus, valedictorian, LaSalle High School. Desiree Maynard. She's from Lockland. Oh, she's here. Okay. Desiree Maynard, she's a salutatorian, second in a class of 41 with a 4.428 at Lockland, member of the National Honor Society. She's in the honor roll, Superintendent Leadership Award. She's on student council. She's a member of the student athletic leadership team. She plays in the band. She's a cheerleader. She's active in volleyball, softball. She'll be attending the University of Cincinnati. Desiree Maynard, salutatorian, Lockland High School. From Macaulay High School, valedictorian, first in the class of 123 with a GPA of 103.62, Mary Dickman. National Honor Society, she's a National Merit finalist. She received a Honda OSU Math Medal, highest weighted average all 4 years, first honors, Notre Dame Book Award. She's attained perfect attendance. She's a student tutor, Sertiman Team, Women in Engineering summer camp at the University of Dayton, which she attended. She's in the orchestra. She's secretary of the academic team. She's president of the Latin Club, History Honor Society. She's earned 3 gold medals in the National Latin exams. She's a Sunday school teacher, St. James Parish Festival volunteer. She's received the U.S. President's Volunteer Service Award 7 times. Valedictorian, Mary Dickman, Macaulay High School. Kyle Morrisroe, third in his class of 143 with a 4.0 at McNicholas High School. National Honor Society, member of the honor roll. He's received the University of Kentucky Book Award, National Merit Commended Student. He received a full academic scholarship at McNicholas. He's on a Dean's List all 4 years. He's a Lindner Honors Plus, Spanish National Honor Society Student of the Year in his junior year. He's a Kairos Rector, participates in the yearbook. He belongs to the Math National Honor Society, International Club, Relay for Life. He's a peer minister for Freshman Day of Renewal, Laugh-A-Lot Summer Camp counselor. Service activities include Nicaragua Immersion Mission Trip at Xavier University concession stand at which he volunteers, as well as the Cincy Cinco Festival. Varsity basketball, honorable mention, all Cincinnati basketball, and he also plays intramural volleyball. Kyle Morrisroe, McNicholas High School. Jacob Menke, second in a class of 222 with a 4.0, Moeller High School. National Honor Society, National Merit Commended Student, AP Scholar with Honor Award, Center College Fellow Award, Case Western Reserve Mickelson Morley Award, National Junior Classical League Latin Honor Society, magna cum laude in the National Latin Examination, First Honors Award. He's a student tutor, community service includes Tri-Health Youth Volunteer. He volunteers at Matthew 25 Ministries and also the March for Life. He's captain of the varsity cross-country team. He also participates in varsity track and field and received a coach's award in cross-country. He's considering Rhodes College, Butler University, Vanderbilt University, Case Western Reserve, Jacob Menke Moeller High School. Sarah Rosalie Doran, third in a class of 101 with a 4.62, Mother of Mercy High School, National Honor Society, a member of the Honor Roll, co-president of the senior class, first honors AP scholar, top scholar athlete, merit-based Mercy Scholarship, Clarkson University Leadership Award, member of the Honor Society, Student Council, Student Advancement Membership Team, and Life Club. Her community service includes March for Life, Special Olympics Junior Sports Program, St. Joseph Orphanage Night for the Fight, Lake Erie Summer Service Trip, working with the Mennonite community. She's co-captain of the varsity lacrosse team, also played junior varsity soccer and junior varsity basketball. She'll be attending the University of Cincinnati. Sarah Rosalie Doran, Mother of Mercy High School. Garion Wesley, eighth in the class of 204 with a 4.1, Mount Healthy High School. He's a member of the Honor Roll, perfect attendance, President's Education Awards Program. He plays in the band. He's first trumpet. He participates in bowling. He'll be going to NKU, Northern Kentucky University, Garion Wesley, Mount Healthy High School. From Mount Notre Dame, first in a class of 180, with a GPA of 6.03, Caroline Hendy. She's an officer in the National Honor Society. She had 7 semesters with first honors and participates in 9 AP classes. She's a tutor. She's an officer in the math club. She's a member of the academic team. She's an ambassador, Spanish Honor Society, Social Studies Honor Society. Her service and activities include 4 immersion trips to Liberty, Kentucky, parish and library volunteer, Model United Nations, trips to Dayton, Chicago, and Portugal. Leadership camp organizer, Capstone Project. She's captain of the swim team, Caroline Hendy, Mount Notre Dame. Anna Leonard, valedictorian, first in her class, North College Hill High School. National Honor Society Vice President. She has earned 19 college credits, and she's in line for the Ohio Academic Honors Diploma. She's received the Honda OSU Mathematics Medal, and in 4 years of high school has missed but 1 day. District Student Leadership Team member. She's been a teacher intern, elementary students tutor, Future Educators of America member, Service Leaders Organization member. She's a volunteer at Matthew 25 Ministries. She's mentor to younger girls through National Girls on the Run program. She's played basketball and track, and we recently Field Athlete of the Year. She's considering Eastern Michigan University or Berea College, where she will pursue a career in physical therapy. Valedictorian Anna Leonard. Leanna Riegsecker, Northwest High School. She's a member of the National Honor Society. She's on the honor roll. She got a scholar award in biology. She's on honor society. She's a member of the band. She's a member of the Key Club. She'll be going to the University of Toledo. Liana Rieksecker, Northwest High School. Upper 3% of its class, which happens to be 661, Oak Hills High School, Robert Widener. National Honor Society, Honor Roll, Academic O all 4 years, AP in Chemistry, World History, U.S. Government, English Composition. Member of the Honor Chain, the Scott Squad, Faith Trek Program, OHHS Village Captain and Student Leader, belongs to the Spirit Club, a Spanish Honor Society. He was Homecoming King. He's a member of Student Council. As far as community, West Side Relay for Life Team, Cincinnati Children's AYA Advisory Committee, Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation volunteer, Be the Match Ambassador, National Bone Marrow Donor Registry, Evangelical Lutheran Church, National Youth Gathering. He's a swim team member and cross country. He'll be attending the University of Cincinnati, the College of Business, and he's a Lindner Honor Plus Scholar. Robert Widener, Oak Hills High School. From Princeton High School, Adriana Preston, valedictorian. National Honor Society President, Mickelson Morley Award, PSAT Commended Scholar, National Hispanic Recognition Program Scholar, Academic Excellence Award and Subject Awards, Greater Miami Conference All Academics Award, and also Greater Miami Conference All Academics Award for soccer, Superintendent's Cup for soccer, Ohio Music Educators Association Superior Rating. She's a member of the National Spanish Honor Society, Student Rep Foreign Language Club, Academic Quiz Team where she is varsity captain. She's a section leader in the Symphonic Orchestra. She participates in musical theater, Pitt Orchestra section leader. In sports, varsity soccer, she was captain. She also plays select soccer, Special Olympics partner, most valuable player, varsity soccer 2014. She's going to Vanderbilt University and she'll be studying biomedical engineering. Adriana Preston, valedictorian, Princeton High School. From Roger Bacon High School, salutatorian, second in the class of 94 with a 4-point, Tabitha Rowan Adams, National Honor Society, first honors every quarter, all 4 years, AP class 8 in total. She's an AP Scholar with Honor Award. She received the Disabled American Veteran Citation of Merit Award. She's president of the senior class. Public relations team, she's a tutor, leadership scholar, she belongs to French Club, she's a school ambassador. Her volunteer/community service includes Top Soccer, Grace Place, Stop Hunger Now food preparation, Roger Bacon's Girls Basketball Summer Camp, St. Bartholomew's Church Camp, Northminster Church Camp, and Friars Club Basketball Tournament. She's participated in varsity soccer, varsity basketball. She'll be going to DePaul. Tabitha Rowan Adams. Roger Bacon. From St. Ursula Academy, top 6% of a class of 155 with a 4.31, Alexandra Goss, National Honor Society, Honor Roll, National Merit Commended Student, first honors all quarters, all years, Mock Trial Club co-president, team co-captain, Henry Clay Student Congress, one of 50 participants nationally, Girls Athletic Association, member of the debate team, Junior Achievement. She's Honor Society, Art Club, a member of Ensemble Theater. She participates to track and field varsity, and also she participated as junior varsity in cross country, region placer in 100 hurdles, region qualifier in high jump and 300 hurdles, team leader last season, Scarlet Outstanding Achievement Award. Alexandra Goss, St. Ursula Academy. From St. Xavier High School, Andrew Buono. He's president of the National Honor Society, first honors 7 out of 7 semesters, National Hispanic Recognition Program, received a Honda OSU Math Medal, Mu Alpha Theta Math Honor Society, Société Honoraire de François. Caught that French, didn't you? AP Scholar Award, 5s on AP French, Biology, and American History. Harvard University Book Award, recipient of 12 Magus Awards, National French Exam, placed 2nd in the United States. National Council of Teachers of English Comp Superior Writing Certificate, Outstanding Math Student Award for Pre-Calculus and Geometry, Superior Rating, UC Math Bowl, Superior Rating, Ohio Council of Teachers, Mathematics Competition, Member of the Math Club, the French Club, Peer Tutor, Karate, Andrew Buono, St. Xavier High School. Ashley Grooms, Seton High School, valedictorian, first in a class of 113 with a 399, National Honor Society, Honor Roll, Mount St. Joseph University, Austin E. Knowlton Leadership Scholar, Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute Medal, OSU Honda Math Medal, National Society of High School Scholars, Leonardo da Vinci Award, UC Physics, UK Rising Scholar. Also Guidance Advisory Board. She's a member of National Latin Honor Society, the Spirit Club. She's homeroom rep and student council. She belongs to the Philanthropy Club. She's a peer counselor, Honor Society. Her volunteer work, St. Teresa Bible School, Annual Adoption Foundation, Liberty, Kentucky Mission Trip, Flying Pig Marathon, Teens for Jeans Clothing Fundraiser, and Ronald McDonald House. She's senior captain, varsity swimming. She also participates in varsity lacrosse. Ashley Grooms, valedictorian, Seton High School. From Schroeder High School, DeMontre Lewis, Jr. He's a valedictorian there and has quite a few accomplishments. From Sycamore High School with a 4.125, Grace Hertline, National Honor Society, Honor Roll, Hobie Leadership Conference, Northeast Community Youth Coalition, Model United Nations Best Delegate Award at 2 University of Dayton conferences, President of Student Council, Global Language Honor Society, President of the Senior Class, Honor Society Academic Quiz Team, 2014 won regional silver and gold medals for graphic design pieces in scholastic competition. One little note, she's been taking piano lessons and still does from age 5. Grace Hertline, wait a minute, excuse me, I forgot. Considering Miami University and the University of Cincinnati DAAP, of which I'm a graduate. Anyway, Grace Hertline, Sycamore High School. Taylor High School, valedictorian, first in the class of 130, Nicholas Caney. National Honor Society, Honor Roll, Presidential Scholar, Honors Diploma, perfect attendance. He's a tutor, Honor Society, Student Council, Class Officer, Spirit Club, Recycling Club. He's a mentor. He's captain of the varsity football team, played quarterback. He was captain of varsity basketball, where he was a center. From Taylor High School, valedictorian Nicholas Caney. Brooke Steffens, valedictorian, first in a class of 294 with a 4.638, Turpin High School. Publicity chairman of National Honor Society, Honor Roll, perfect attendance, AP Scholar with distinction, Spartan Club Academic Award, Harvard University Book Award. Youth Council for Suicide Prevention. She's a member of Key Club, Honor Society. She's involved in peer counseling. She's a tutor. Her volunteer work, Cincinnati Children's Hospital. She's a junior volunteer in therapeutic interagency preschool. TAP MD, participated to gain exposure to various medical professions and medical technologies. She's involved and has participated in physician shadowing, which is job shadow an orthopedic surgeon. That means follow him around, I guess. She's a member of cross-country team. Brooke Steffens, I'm not sure how I pronounce that. Stevens. Brooke Stevens, valedictorian, Turpin High School. From Walnut Hills High School, his name is Jonathan D. Weirs, and he has quite a bio. From William Henry Harrison High School, when I went to Taylor, it was just Harrison. William Henry Harrison High School, valedictorian Shelby Clotter, first in a class of 257 with a 4.678. National Honor Society, senior class treasurer, AP Scholar with Honor, highest honors award, Honor H Award, Student of the Year in American History, AP Statistics, Art 1A, Chemistry, Health, Principles of Biomedical Sciences, and World History. She's a member of the Student Council, Future Health Professionals, Spanish Honor Society, Academic Team, Student Government. She's a Key Club person, Spanish Club. She's a tutor. Her volunteer, Cincinnati Children's Hospital, volunteer occupational therapy, Animal Adoption Foundation, Must Have Mutts Summer Intern, Harrison Mayor's Fund, Empty Bowls Fundraiser Dinner volunteer, Boy Scouts Troop 293 volunteer at fundraisers, Crosby Elementary School, she volunteers as a student aide. She will be attending the University of Cincinnati, Shelby Clotter, valedictorian, William Henry Harrison High School. Kendra Jackson, first in a class of 273. She's a valedictorian at Winton Woods High School with a 4.548. She's vice president of the National Honor Society. She's a member of the Honor Roll. She's a National Merit Commended Student, participated in honors and AP classes, top student in math and social studies, and a top student in science, social studies, and English in both 10 and 11. Marching and Symphonic Band. She's Kiwanis Gold Star Student of the Month in September of 2014. She's a member, obviously, of the band, a Key Club, Honor Society. She's a student ambassador, 2 summers internship experience in engineering. She's a track meets hurdle crew. Participates in varsity track and field. She will go out to either Hampton University or the University of Tennessee and plans to major in engineering. Kendra Jackson, Winton Woods High School. Valedictorian. Woodward Career Technical High School. Brianna Spikes, valedictorian, first in a class of 111 with a 3.4353. She's been on the A honor roll, and this is what they said, since kindergarten. I didn't know they had A honor roll in kindergarten. Young Scholars Program member, Cincinnati Scholarship Foundation member, citywide officer for jobs for Cincinnati graduates. She's a member of the band. She's a Key Club person, Urban League, After School League, and Youth Summit. She participates in volleyball as well as softball. She's going to Ohio State University, where she has been granted a full academic scholarship with a double majoring and 1 minor. Ohio State University, Woodward Career Technical High School, Brianna Spikes, valedictorian. Now a big hand for them all, please. Thank you for your kind attention.
Mary, my man.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Hey, here's a little something for you.
Oh, Skyline. Oh. What a deal.
I just gave him a gift certificate for Skyline, too, so he's happy. Before we end, I do want to get a picture of the whole group here up at the stage, if you would stay for that, please. I do have 2 questions for the students. Number 1, what do you do in your spare time? And then my second question was, when do you sleep? You remind me of a line from, some of you might not have seen this movie, but Men in Black. One of the lines is, "Why are you here?" And the guy answers, "Because we're the best of the best." What can I say? You do make me feel better about the world. As far as I know, that's the end of the program, unless somebody wants to say something else. I do have a couple things just to mention, too. I meant to mention earlier. You've heard the word Key Club with a number of the students. The Key Club is actually part of the Kiwanis organization for high schoolers. In college, there's Circle K. After Circle K, there's regular Kiwanis clubs. It's part of the largest, one of the largest service organizations in the world. We have members in over 80 countries worldwide. So we're big. Our organization is a little bit small here, but it's one of the biggest service organizations in the world. So if you get to college and there's a Circle K, I recommend you join it. If there's none, get one started, and then continue on to Kiwanis itself. So with that, if I find the mallet here, I'll ring the bell, and that ends the program for today. But I would appreciate the students getting up here so we can get a nice picture of the whole group. Thank you very much for attending.
Copies of this program are available for $20 each. Send program title along with your address and check or money order to Waycross Community Media. Attention Dub Coordinator, 2086 Waycross Road, Forest Park, Ohio 45240. Or buy securely on the web at www.waycross.tv.